Gets open for three. Dagger!
Hi, hello. Am I the only one here? Yeah, I think he is frozen. Um, Hi everyone, welcome to Wild Beyond the Arc. I'm David, that's Montana. He'll be in with us shortly. I don't know where he is. But welcome to the show where we talk about things basketball, NBA basketball precisely. I'm so glad you could join us. As always, we thank you guys so much for your support. Don't forget to like and subscribe to our channel, the Yankee and the Breed channel. Um, we'll have a lot to talk about this week when Montana comes in. So I say let's give him like 5 minutes, 3 minutes maybe. Or Jay can come in. Let's see, because Jay has been saying some really crazy stuff lately. So um okay, Jay
Crazy,
said, lovely.
crazy.
Yeah, I mean you did say something about LeBron and walking. He was injured, he was injured,
I'm just saying, me and Perk both agreed that was classless. That's all I said.
he was injured. It's not like he wasn't injured. Like you can't blame him for, you know.
He said he was injured.
Oh my God.
Hello,
Okay.
guys.
All
Sorry,
right,
my
I'm out of here.
so just a quick word of warning: my Wi-Fi crashed and my connection might not be the greatest. So that's always the sign of a good show. But hi, guys. Welcome. Well Beyond the Arc. It's good to be back. We took a little week off, but it's good to see you guys again. Good to be back. Hoping for some fun comments and a good show. We are going to get started as always with a little good, bad, and ugly. Starting with the good. David, what was your good for this week's show?
Anthony Edwards. Did you see his monstrous dunk? Sorry, not dunk. His monstrous block where he hits his head on the rim. Ooh, that was electric. That play was that's play of the year. Like, I'm sorry, if you don't think otherwise, then I don't know what you think. Like, that's just the play of the year so far. That's my good. Like, his effort on defense was just electric. So, yeah, that's my good. Love to hear yours.
I mean, great, good. And honestly, do we need to talk about the fact that maybe that's the reason that team is as good as they are? Maybe he's the reason that they really are as good as they are. I mean, that's a real driving factor behind that team's success. So shout out to him. He's one of the best players in the league currently and only getting better. So my good has to be Luca, 8 triple doubles in a row. Dude is going off,
Ooh.
making his last second MVP case very well known. His team not in the
Mm,
top 4, not in the top 6, but they are in the top 8 currently, and who knows, maybe they'll be a team that inches up into that 5th or 6th spot. Those spots, especially 6th, are still open. So, shout out to Luka and the Mavs, but especially Luka, 8 triple doubles in a row. Dude is going off. But now we're
I
going to
don't know
get into
about
the oh,
I don't know about
go
MVP
for it.
though. I don't know about
You don't know
MVP
about
though.
MVP? Fair
No,
enough.
I
I
don't
mean,
think.
there's a lot of great players making their cases known, but all I'm saying is Luca, 8 triple doubles in a row, and they're at least going to be in the play-in. The only reason dude fell out of MVP contention last year was because they fell out and they started losing games and they could not get it together. But there's plenty of season left. Time will tell, though. It is the race is really close, and of course, there's Joker. There's SGA. There's so many great players out there just putting up amazing stats. Donovan Mitchell just got eliminated from contention. I saw that, I believe, today or yesterday. So a few players getting knocked out. I don't know how high up he really was anyway, but Embiid, who I thought was going to win it and still I think would have won it, is out. I mean, dude was averaging 35 points a game. So without a doubt, I think Embiid would have won it, but that's obviously he's out now. So we'll obviously have to touch on MVP once it's a little closer. But now we're moving on to the not so good. What was your bad for this week's show?
Lakers lost to the Kings was terrible. That was nasty because Lakers had like a 19-point lead. And then obviously LeBron walked off injured. So for me, that was my ugly in the past. That was just bad. That kind of set everything. I mean, Lakers are on 2 game win streak right now, but like that game was just haunting to be honest. So that's my ugly for this week.
Damn, bro. While I was off, did Jay make you say that? Did he force you to talk bad about the Lakers and LeBron while I was off
No,
stream?
I
No,
just had to
it's
like
a good that it was ugly. It was ugly. For all of you that don't know, maybe you do. While I was gone, maybe it was talked about. We were having a little debate while we were before we hopped on. That might have been while we were a little bit late. But and it was about that game and about LeBron walking off. And I will say there were talks about him going in for his ankle, which he has a super bum ankle. If you know LeBron,
he has
one weakness of him, that ankle is extremely bum. He has a very
yeah.
bum ankle, and that was the one point that was made was that he went to the locker room for his ankle. But still walking off during a night, that's not a good look, especially when they were winning by so much in the beginning. But my bad has to be the 76ers picking up some nasty losses against below 500 teams like the Grizzlies and the Nets. And I know I
True.
was just if we clipped a couple shows ago and I was praising the Nets and I was like, the Nets are going to make the play in the play. Technically, I think they're 26, and the Hawks are 29 wins. So they technically could still make it, but that's still an ugly team to lose to. A team that's only picked up 26 wins, and the 76ers are a team that should be in the top half and they lost. So I really do think that has to be my bad. The 76ers picking up those losses is not a good look. And now we're on to your ugly. I think you already said your ugly is LeBron walking off.
Yeah.
My ugly has to be, and this is a couple days. This is going back to the week before, but that the Warriors losing by 50 plus. Yeah, here we go. Yeah, you know what, Smoke, you're not wrong. That is my ugly. Probably
No,
pretty predictable, but
yeah.
it would be an ugly no matter who it was. I mean, it would be an ugly. And why is it an ugly? Okay, we're not talking about the Detroit Pistons losing by 50 plus points. We're talking about the Warriors that just won a championship in the last 4 years. And Smoke, one of the Warriors fans watching the show. If you're such a big Warriors fan, what's your? I mean, yeah, they're not a top 4 or 5 team this season, but they just won a chip and they still have a lot of those pieces. And arguably, they're stronger in certain areas. So my question is, what's the excuse? How could that not be my ugly? That's not an overreaction. But Warriors staying alive looks like they'll be a play-in team. So shout out to them for at least being a play-in team. But I mean, is that really what a team as prestigious as the Warriors wants? I don't know. But good, bad, and ugly. Always a good time. Thank you guys for sticking around during some technical difficulties. Really hope we don't have any more, but if they do, it'll be fine. I know David's going to be just fine taking over and running the show. Maybe Jay will hop back on and they'll talk it over. But moving on, I hope we don't get kicked off because David has actually been going on the most impressive streak of this game of anyone that's ever done it on this show. And that's just me and him. But so far, dude has been shooting me up on this game. And we're talking about NBA Player Or. We're bringing it back. This will be my last week hosting it for a couple of shows. And then the next time we bring it back, David will be wearing the hosting hat and he will be hosting it. And it will be exciting. I'm very excited for that. We'll be switching off a little bit. But this week I am running the show and David has no idea what the topic is.
And so I'm scared.
I'll reveal it right now. It's not too bad. I think you'll rock it, bro. Like you have every single week, man. You got this. This week's topic is NBA Player Or fictional sports character. So this is a sports character. So it's a movie sports character. It's no coaches. It has to be a player/athlete from a sports movie. It will be their name from the movie. It will not be their actor name. So it is NBA player or sports character. And I will say the characters are very well known. If you have watched any sports movies, you will probably know these characters. I didn't pick like the janitor from scene 13 in the movie. Like I picked like legit like main characters. So I think you're gonna rock it, bro. And even if you don't know it, you've been every single week. Boom, boom, boom. I need to keep track. Old host Manoli did a better job of keeping track of the score, but I know your percentage is definitely plus. You're up there, bro. You've been rocking it. So we're gonna get it kicked off. If David gets one right, or should I say when David gets one right, you guys will hear this. Victory! We've been hearing a lot of that so far on this show. And if he gets one wrong, which again, if it's a big if, you'll hear this.
Yeah.
Again, that's a very big if. Very, very big if. Because we've not heard that very much this season. But let's get right into it, bro. The first name on NBA player or fictional sports character is Jason Lyle.
Sports character. Sports character.
Back to the intro.
Okay.
Victory!
Well, what movie?
Oh man. From the movie Coach Carter. He is a basketball player. He's a high school basketball player from the movie Coach Carter, played by Channing Tatum. Very good movie. If you've never watched Coach Carter, I recommend it. It is one of my top 3 favorite basketball movies of all time. Moving on. Good, bro, you rocked that one. Honestly, I thought that one was going to get you. Of all these names, I was like, Jason Lyle, come on now, it's going to get him. Not so far. All right, moving on. We've got name number 2, David Roddy.
NBA player. NBA player. NBA player. NBA player. What's him?
Victory!
Current power forward for the Memphis Grizzlies. Dude does not average anything worth mentioning, but he is playing for a very unfortunate Memphis Grizzlies team. We're not even going to go into it too far, but he is a current player for that team, and we are 2 for 2 so far, bro.
Does
You
he
on a
does he
roll.
start? Does he start?
No, I don't believe he has not started the whole season. He's had a couple of games where he started. He's been in and out of the lineup, but he does not start consistently.
Oh.
So no starters. Unfortunately, I don't think you'll ever get a starter from me, unless it's from maybe the 1970s or 1960s. You might get a starter from one of those teams. Moving on, we've got our third name, and that is Malachi Flynn.
I know the movie. Is it sport? What movie is it? Anyways, fictional character. What movie is it?
You know what? You know what?
Loki, I can swear it was a movie. I
Guess
can
who he
swear he's a
plays
character
for?
in a movie.
Guess who he plays for?
The Lakers,
You know
right?
why
No?
you know why you wouldn't know him? He plays for the Pistons, bro. He plays for the Pistons. He sits on the bench. He is a guard for the Detroit Pistons.
We need to make a new rule. We need to start actually putting players that actually play, like that I watch on the
No, I
TV.
promise you he
The
played.
Pistons are not on the TV. Like they are not nationally televised.
That
We need
was
to
a little
actually.
bit, that was a little bit of an unfair pick. But you know what? You're still rocking it. You're 2 out of 3. You're still killing it. Name number 4 is Travis Sanders, fictional
Oh,
or NBA player.
isn't that's fictional, 100%. Wait, no, yeah.
Victory!
He
Isn't
is
that
a
I was going to say, isn't that Dion's son? No, that's not Dion's son.
no, but it's the same. It's the same name, and he is a fictional football player played by Morris Chestnut in the movie The Game Plan.
The Game
Not a,
Plan.
have you seen that movie?
I feel like I have. I just have to remember the movie.
It's
Okay.
kind of a forgettable movie. I've seen it. It's kind of a mid 2000s movie, but you're rocking it, bro. Only one missed. This last name, let's see if we're going 4 out of 5 today, bro. Last name is Jim Craig.
Oh, NBA player. NBA. Jim
He
Craig.
is a
What movie?
he is a fictional hockey player in the movie Miracle, played by Eddie Cahill. Not bad. I think this is your worst week so far, but you still are in the pluses, bro. You're still 3 out of 5.
You know
Rock.
when I think of sports movies, I think of like um The Last Dance. No, not even Last Dance. I think of like All American. I think of Friday Night Lights. I think of those stuff.
So I looked
I'm not.
through. I did look through stuff. I will say I looked through like 30 or 40 different things, bro. I was committed, man. So I did look through those. I did look through that. I couldn't find one that would make the most sense. See, Jim Craig is a real person who played.
Oh, okay.
I do wonder sometimes if I cross some of these names, and there are other people that would confuse certain people, but it's okay. I don't think it's ever happened. I think with Manoli it happened maybe once, so that's why I worry. But I don't know. So far, it hasn't happened. And next time, you guys won't have to hear me host because it's going to be David who is hosting, and I'm a
Yes.
little worried. I'm a little worried. I'm not going to lie, but it should be fun. I'm excited to be on the other end of it. But moving on, we are talking about a little bit of championship NBA Finals deja vu because we have some rematches this week. We have the Heat versus the Nuggets taking place, I believe, tomorrow, and then we have the Suns versus the Bucks taking place. I believe it is Friday or this weekend. But either way, those are matchups that are happening this week. Starting with the Heat versus Nuggets, I'm going to keep it short and sweet. If anyone, the Heat are not a team that's going to beat the Nuggets. They didn't beat them in the playoffs. They're not going to beat them in the regular season. Do the Heat look like a team that might be a team that will be alive for the play-in / maybe the first round of the playoffs? Possibly. I do not see the Heat going on a Cinderella run this year. And that's no hate to the Heat, but I don't see that happening 2 years in a row. Now you've got playoff Jimmy, and arguably maybe in certain areas they're a better team, but I just don't think they're going to be enough to handle whoever they play in the first or second seed. So for me, the Heat are losing tonight or tomorrow's game 116-102 because the Nuggets are one of the most well-rounded teams in the NBA, and they are only one game off of first in the West. So they are right there. They might be the best team in the West record-wise by the end of the season. So give me the Nuggets beating the Heat 116-102. But what are your thoughts on this game, bro?
Yeah, I actually agree. I'm not going to add anything to it. Like I see the Nuggets winning. They have just been playing good basketball. They are the best closing team in the NBA, and that's really important. Like we just have to say they are the best closing team in the NBA. Like if your team cannot close, aka the Lakers, let's just drop it. The Lakers can't close, but like, if your team can close, you're pretty much set for the playoffs. Like once if you are able to like close in those at the important times, you're set. So um I don't see the Heat like taking it. What I'm curious, where is it though? Where is it? Denver or Miami?
It is. Let me look that up really quick.
Wait, actually, it doesn't even matter to be honest. Actually, it doesn't matter. Um, so just give me Denver all the way. Give me Denver all the way.
It should be a good game. I think I saw King Cal said Jimmy Butler's old and average. I don't believe that, and I do think that they're still going to go. I do think they're still going to go on a play-in tear. I don't think it's going to be a playoff tear. I think we'll see some good basketball in the play-in, and I think we'll see a good series in round one that will go to the 6th or 7th game. But I don't think we'll see them make it past, especially if they're playing the Celtics. Now, do we want to talk about if they're playing the Bucks? I don't know. I'm not
Maybe,
going to say.
maybe, maybe, maybe.
I'm not going to say I don't want to get muted, and I don't want the stream to end right now. But I will say this: the only team in the East that I see being that unbeatable team is definitely the Celtics at the moment. And so Jimmy Butler, average old, I don't think so. But is he going to be able to beat the Nuggets? No. And the Nuggets are one of the best teams. Moving on, speaking of the Bucks versus Suns. I just want to preface this right now. I am not a hater of the Bucks at all. I think there is an unfair against me, an unfair idea that I don't like the Bucks. I don't dislike the Bucks. They are one of the best record-wise. But the Suns, the trio of Beal, Booker, and KD, we've started to see them play consistently together. And their last game, they all had 20 plus, went off, won the game, and that is the reason the Suns got those dudes to link up together. That's that link up. That was the whole reason. So they could go off offensively like that. So I truly do think that the Suns beat the Bucks. Are they going to beat the Bucks like the Heat are losing to the? No, the Bucks are not going to lose by 14 plus points to the Nuggets, or excuse me, to the Suns. There's no way. The Bucks are only going to lose by 4. Give me the Suns 124-120 behind a monster performance behind Beal, KD, and Booker, because all three are healthy. And we have not seen that. We have not seen all three be consistently healthy until now. So give me the Suns. They've been winning games, playing more consistent basketball, and that is because, hey, what can I say, bro? I think it's a good take. I mean, maybe you guys, and let me know in the comments, What do you guys have the score being? Bucks versus the Suns. Give me your honest prediction. But David, let me know. I want to hear from you more than anyone. Who you think the Bucks take that one away?
No, I think I'm the
Wow.
only reason
Okay.
why. No, wait, I haven't said anything. I think I'm the only reason why Jay hasn't like cancelled you yet. Um, that I'm
Bucks
going
by
to say that. I
6.
think I'm the
Fair.
reason.
Okay. So
I think I'm the reason Jay hasn't cancelled you yet. And yeah, I don't think they would. Um, I don't think they will. I think what's the word?
Bucks by double digits. No way.
I think the Bucks will win. That's what I think. I'm not going to give a scoreline because I don't know a scoreline, but I think the Bucks will win.
Do you
Um,
think it's double digits?
maybe it could be, but like it's one of those games where I don't the scoreline doesn't really matter to me. It's more like the win or lose thing. I mean, if any of the team gets blown out, then that means something. But then if it's just like 10 points, 15,
Agreed. I don't think it means anything. I don't think it means anything to their season. It's not going to make or break their season, but I think the Suns winning a game against the number 2 Bucks would mean something for their momentum because they're currently, I believe, right at 6th in the West, or maybe they're 5th, but they're teetering right at moving into the play-in. So a win would mean everything. The Bucks at the end of the day, the Bucks could lose a couple of games and be fine. I don't see that happening, but the Bucks are not going to be knocked out of their spot after losing to the Suns. It's not going to happen. The Bucks, by the end of the season, I've said this. You guys can go back, and I don't think anyone wants to do this, but if you really want to, go back and watch. I have said from the very beginning that I do think, and I think I've stayed decently consistent. I do think the Bucks will stay in the top 3 and even possibly the top 2 throughout the whole season, even with Doc as the coach, even with this and that and all that. I think that they will be a top 2 team when it's all said and done. I don't trust them come playoff time. And even as a fan of their team, how could you when they got beat by the Heat in the first round last season?
I think that was
Give me reasons.
I think that was an
Yeah,
anomaly last season. I think that was unusual, but like I won't hold that against them to be honest. Let's be frank. Like let's not hold it against them. Like Giannis was pretty much injured the whole series,
they're different. The
and
one thing I will say is the one thing that goes against my point is they're a slightly different team than they were in that season. But with that point, we haven't seen them in the playoffs yet to know, like, there shouldn't be that much hype built up around a team that got eliminated in the first round, and now we have a new makeup to them this season. I don't think we should see people talking about them being a contender because I don't think they're a contender. So I wouldn't consider them a contender when I'm talking about a team top to bottom that's like all the way. And I don't consider the Lakers a contender by that category either. If I'm going to phrase that as that, I don't consider the Lakers a contender either. So I just don't think the Bucks are all that, but I don't think they're going to get blown out. Give me them by 4, and we'll catch up next episode, guys. You know what? This needs to be one. We need to remember. We need to have a catch up. You guys will probably remind me if the Bucks get blown out or if the Suns get blown out by like 20. I know you guys will remind me, but we need to have a checkup because I truly think the Suns are going to show out and give me the trio of Beal, KD, and Booker balling out. So we'll have to touch back in on that. But
Dame
Dame
time,
time.
Dame time.
There wasn't much Dame time. I don't know. We haven't seen. I don't know. Have we seen as much Dame time as we thought we would on the Bucks this season, though?
I mean, it looks like their two-man game is up there now. It's getting better now. Their
It's getting.
two-man
I will
game.
say it's getting better, and some people could credit that to having Doc. Some people. What I will say is one thing I will say is about the Bucks. Since they've gotten Doc, and it's not the first like 10, 12 games, but or like not 10, maybe the first like 4, 6, 8 games, but since their first little bit of games, which they haven't had that many, but they have improved as a team in certain ways where you look at the head coach as a factor in that. So I am not over here saying the Bucks are terrible, the Bucks are this, the Bucks are that. They're going to get eliminated round 1 for sure. I just don't trust them 100% for different factors. And yeah, for some reason that gets a lot of hate. But moving on, this next segment couldn't get any hate because I know all of our other, because I don't think we have any Lakers fans, all of our other sports team fans love listening to us talk about Lakers. So Smoke, I hope you're listening. I don't think we have any Kings fans in the chat, but if we do, tap in because we're about to talk about the Los Angeles Lakers and their next 2 matchups because tomorrow They played the Sacramento Kings, and then this weekend they play. I believe it's this weekend. I think it's Saturday. It might be
Saturday they play prime time, ABC
a
prime time.
prime time game. Two big wins. One against the Bucks. Shout out Jay. Shout out all our Bucks fans in the chat. And then why can I not think of the other one? Oh, Timberwolves. My bad. Timberwolves.
Yeah.
So we are going to talk about Lakers versus Warriors and versus Kings because they are currently only, I believe, 1 or 2 games back from the 6th spot. And I have predicted, and we have both kind of talked about how they could possibly make a push. I think you have a little less belief than I do, which is maybe fair.
Might I say this?
Yes. Go.
Lakers beat the Kings tomorrow, right?
Yes.
They go level with the Kings, and then the Saturday test. I'm believing now because I know I'm looking at the fixture, right? Then they go play the Warriors, beat them because it's to be in Crypto.com Arena, beat them, and then Philly come beat them, and then we'll see.
So you're saying win. All we do is win.
Win. Yes, sir.
Something like that. I'm with you, bro. What I will say is this: the Kings, we should have beat them last game, and
should have.
That's stupid. I don't even want to say that because it's like we sold that game. We literally looked like the 2021 Lakers that would play a first half, keep it close, or maybe even win, and then just dog it the rest of the game. It was ridiculous. And LeBron walking off, whether it was the ankle or not, it isn't a good look at the end of the day. I don't know exactly what it would be, but it is definitely.
I mean, he's 39 years old. Though. Why is everyone making it like a big thing? Though?
Yeah, exactly. That is what that's the point that needs to be made. But at the end of the day, they'll take it and they'll run with it because it's LeBron and it's this and it's that, and he is supposed to be / is really truly the leader of that Lakers team. But give me the Lakers beating the Kings. It's going to be a decently close matchup for both games. Give me the Lakers beating the Kings by 3. I saw someone say Kings by 3. Lakers by 3. Lakers by 3 against the Kings, and then we play the Warriors. And I think that game is going to be close because we're not a team that is – I truly believe that top to bottom we are better than the Warriors at the end of the day. But there's a lot of position matchups and a lot of players on that team that can give us hell and can give us trouble. And one of them / the main one is Steph Curry. And if Klay Thompson is on, Klay Thompson. And even Draymond Green, if he hasn't gotten, for some reason he's out of the game or something, he's always moving around. You never can tell for sure. Maybe there'll be some foul. Maybe they'll foul him walking into the arena and he'll be tossed out. I don't know. But all that I know is that team is scary, and I do not like to play them. I love it because I love to beat them, but I do not enjoy playing against specifically Curry. But I do think because of Anthony Davis, and knock on wood, literally, dude has been staying healthy. Dude has been playing great. This is one of his best seasons as a Laker, health-wise and stat-wise. So if he can play the game, I know he can. And we outmatch. There is no one that can stop Anthony Davis on the Warriors. If he can show up like I know he can, we beat them 121-111, and we run away. We don't run away with it, but we beat them in the 4th. It's close. Curry keeps it close. They keep it close. They're shooting. But I think in the 4th, we take it away and win 121-111. But we only win if we play consistent ball and we shoot like we did the last 2 games and play defense like we did the last 2 games. Because everything was clicking the last 2 games against arguably better teams than we're going to play against the next 2 games. So if we can just do what we did the last 2 games against these teams, which sounds kind of, it might sound stupid, but it's true because the things that we've done in those games, we have not done in a lot of the losses that are in our L column this season. We have not we have not made good decisions when we've shot the ball. We have not played good defense. We've not matched up well against all their positions. The last 2 games, we did every single one of those things. So I think that's what we need to see, and I think we will. But if we don't, of course the Kings are going to beat us. Of course the Kings are going to beat us. And if the Kings beat us, why would the Warriors not too? So we need to show up, but I do truly think we will. I really, really think we will. And, got a little NFL talk in here about the Cowboys not signing anyone. And it's true, though.
I think that's what Jay's show it is. That's Jay's.
Yeah, you know what? There we go. I think there's some other things being brought up in here. The NFL offseason is bringing up some tough emotions for some people, but I get it, guys. Don't worry. I understand. My team, the Raiders, not that anyone cares, but we lost we lost Jacobs, and that's rough. So I understand the NFL stress, but yeah, give me the Lakers, but we have to play consistent ball. And
Yeah.
I wish I could be super confident that that's going to happen. I wish I could say we're totally going to do that. I'm not. I'm not the most confident I wish I
don't
was
know. I
about this
am
team.
right now,
But
right? I don't know. Last episode, you are not so confident. So you are so confident, and I was the not so
have we
confident one. But
swapped?
now we have swapped, yeah. We have swapped, yeah. We have swapped. Yeah. So I think that's good. That's good. I'm 100% confident that we're getting 3 wins on the spin. 3 wins on the spin right now. Cause like
Let's
why
go.
shouldn't we? The games are spaced. Like why shouldn't we? Like LeBron is playing every game. Like you play tomorrow, you had a 3 game break before your game, and another 3 game break before the Warriors, and then I think maybe that's the back to back or something like that. But like why shouldn't we? Think about it though.
Yeah,
So yeah,
we're
yeah,
ready to
let's
go, bro. We're ready to go.
yeah, we are. We are
We're
ready,
and
yeah.
it's still it's only going to continue. And the breaks, the days in between for a team with the age like the Lakers. I mean, it's everything is stacked up in the favor of us right now. So I'm hoping that continues. But moving on, we're going to talk about a team that's definitely not the Lakers, and definitely not the Bucks, and definitely not the Warriors. Who is the best team in the NBA? Both conferences overall. That is my question. Before we get into that, though, there's a question for you, David, in the comments that I think is more important,
Do I
honestly.
watch EuroLeague? No. I don't even know where to watch it, to be honest. So no, I don't. I did see that atmosphere though. That is fire to play in. That Serbian atmosphere, that is fire though. I like it. I like it. I can't lie. I like it. I don't watch it, but like I do see like stuff on social media and like that atmosphere is fire. Like if the NBA atmosphere was like that, oh my God. Like that's like imagine like playing in like a soccer stadium. Like that's how it felt. Um, so yeah. Um, I do not watch the EuroLeague, but I did see that atmosphere and it was pretty good. It was pretty good. And I think Montana is out now.
I'm back.
Okay, he's back. He's back. Okay, lovely. So yeah, let's kick on. So to your question,
Who do you got, bro? Best team in the NBA overall, both conferences,
Celtics.
top to bottom. Who is it? Oh yeah,
I mean, what do Celtics? Obviously, Celtics in the East. And then I know these results might not show it, but I think the gameplay shows it. The Nuggets in the West.
yeah.
Like,
I think you're definitely right. I think if we're going East West, definitely those are the teams because OKC is great in and of itself, but they've not. If we're talking about a team that hasn't proven enough as a whole, year in and year out to show that they can consistently win games and have that consistency. The Thunder weren't even in the playoffs last year.
yeah, yeah,
So we can't give them that credit too quickly. Timberwolves first round exit last year against the Nuggets, nothing too special. We can't really give them. So it is the Nuggets. The Nuggets are that team in the
they
West.
are the reigning champions too.
And also, we've got to give credit to them. We've got to give credit to that factor because that's huge. Something I will say, though, is the best team top to bottom as a whole, and it's not even close in my opinion, is the Celtics.
It's the
And I don't like
Celtics, yeah.
saying that as a Lakers fan, especially because in some alternative universe somewhere, we're matching up against them in the finals. Is that actually going to happen? Probably not for a lot of reasons. But if that did, I don't want to play the Celtics in 7 games. I don't think any fan base does in the East playoffs, in the finals. I don't think any team wants to match up because the Celtics team top to bottom is the best team. I truly think the Celtics team, this is what the Nuggets were last year because the Nuggets were the best team overall, top to bottom, both conferences last year. And if the Celtics weren't around, we might be saying they were again this year. But because the Celtics are here, I think they take the cake as the best team top to bottom. And again, I don't like that. Now, the Lakers have had some pretty good games against the Celtics this season. Shout out to the Lakers for not completely selling those games and not completely folding, especially that last matchup without LeBron. That was a really, 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 really good game for the Lakers. And that was kind of D'Angelo Russell's been going off, and that was one of his games where he went off. I mean, dude has been just going all out. So, but
Yeah.
again, we're talking Celtics, not Lakers, unfortunately. But no, Celtics, best team by far. I just think when we look at the East, it's not even close. And even when we look at the game wise, it doesn't matter if it's a couple games, this, that. I don't care how many games apart they are from 2, 3, 4. As a team, there's a lot of distance. And even when we look at the West, I think the Celtics are going to be the NBA champs this season. I really do. And I'm not a big fan of that, but I do think that is potentially going to be the reality we live in.
Yeah, 100%. 100%.
They could fold though,
Um,
like the Bucks
I mean,
did last year. You
they
never
could.
know.
They could. Like, it's the playoffs, anything can happen.
Absolutely.
But like we won't take it away from them. Like, they are
No,
the best, we have to give them that benefit of the doubt that they are the best teams, and you
absolutely. And the Nuggets are right there. And in the West, I think it's a little closer for who's the best team as a whole than in the East. But I think that the Nuggets still take it. But it'll be exciting to see where these teams go. I
yeah.
don't know. I don't know. It's exciting. It'll be exciting to see where the teams go. When we talk about, could we see a Celtics versus Nuggets?
Denver, that would be a dream matchup though. Even though the Celtics are 0-2 this
I
season, I
think
guess.
that would be the most even matchup in the playoffs, possibly. Not even possibly. I
Yeah.
think it would be the most even matchup in the playoffs, especially now that the Celtics have Porzingis. I think it definitely, like last season, it would not be. This season, the reason it wouldn't be is because it didn't happen. The Heat overpowered the Celtics. The Celtics didn't do an overhaul this season, but they changed their team in areas they needed to, and they're a whole different team, and it shows, in my personal opinion. I really think that they look like a whole different team in all the best ways. So taking nothing away from any other team, and obviously it'll be exciting to see what happens, but give me the Celtics for sure as the best team. But now moving on, because we're getting so close to the playoffs, bro. We are getting closer and closer every single day, and we, as you
Sir.
know, this will be I believe, our third season covering the playoffs on Well Beyond the Arc. So we're very excited to bring you that once it's time. But before we get to that, we don't know who's who, who's where, and what's going to happen. So the question of the day is, are we going to see two powerhouses, two contenders, two teams in the top 3 competing in the finals? Or are we going to see a 4th, 5th, 6th, 7th, 8th? Are we going to see a Heat team like we did last year sneak their way in one of the conferences? What are your thoughts, bro? Who are we? I guess we can really just chalk it down to, who do you think are going to make it all the way to the finals, or at least the Eastern Conference, Western Conference finals? Are there any underdog lower conference seed teams that you think might have a shot?
Ooh.
And don't say Lakers or we'll get muted.
You know what? I think experience is key. So that plays a big role though. That in play of experience is key. I don't see OKC making it to the finals. I Timberwolves maybe conference finals when you talk about conference finals. But again, I have Denver making it to the NBA finals. I have Celtics. Um, do I think we'll see like last season type of thing? No, no, I don't think so. I think it would be and like no team, obviously Celtics wants it. So I don't know. I don't think so. I won't say my Lakers will probably do it. Um, the Lakers are what's it? The Lakers are sixth, will be sixth. So maybe I don't know. But like, yeah, I don't see any team doing it. Nah.
No, that's fair. I will say this: Celtics are in it for the East for sure. I like that Cavs versus Celtics in the Eastern Conference Finals. I think that would be exciting. I don't think we're gonna see the 76ers make it all the way, but if Joel Embiid comes back,
Mm.
maybe. Oh, Cavs Bucks. Sorry, Cavs Bucks, not conference. Cavs Bucks. I can see that. I can see Cavs. I don't know. I can't see Cavs Bucks as much as I can see the Celtics being.
Celtics,
I don't
yeah.
really see the Bucks making all the way. I think the Bucks will be a second round exit this
I mean,
season.
I mean, I guess it also depends
They
on the
could also,
matchups
they
too.
could
It
also
depends on the
again,
matchups too.
That's the thing. We don't know the matchups. The play-in really determines a lot of the playoffs, at least.
Yeah.
So that we won't be able to know for sure. But Bucks versus Cavs, maybe Celtics versus Cavs. I mean, there's a couple of different potential Eastern Conference matchups. But I'm going to be honest. When we talk about the West, could it be the Nuggets? Yes.
Yes.
But I've got 4 teams that I've got behind the Nuggets that I think could also be realistically in the position, and that I think it could be at least in the final, in the Western Conference Finals. I think the Lakers could be 1. I think they'll finish 6th. I really do think they'll finish 6th, and if not, they'll at least finish comfortably 7th. And I think they'll win they'll win the first round. Here's the thing. Dream matchup. Listen to this. I'm gonna paint a picture. OKC is bumped down to the 2nd seed. We're the
Okay.
7th seed. Easy.
Okay. Easy. I'll take
We beat them
I'll
3 out of
take
4 games this season.
I'll take OKC 100%. I'll take OKC
Easy.
100%.
That gives us momentum. So just imagine that, because I think that's possible. But also, if we're 6th, that would be good too. But 6th or 7th, with OKC finishing 2nd. Give me the Lakers being a possible at least to make it to the Western Conference Finals. Another team, Mavs. The Mavs, I think it's less likely, but I think that they're a team that's it's a little possible.
I mean, Kyrie and Luka, they don't play defense,
I
but
don't think
like
they have enough
if they
depth.
do,
They don't have, yeah, exactly. They don't have defense or depth.
but Jason Kidd has shown he can do it. He has gone to a conference final, so and with worse players, okay, not worse, but like
That is so.
Kyrie is an upgrade to Jalen Brunson. So yeah,
Don't sleep on the Mavs, and I don't think we will. And yeah, they're on my list. But two more teams. Give me the Suns being if they can stay healthy. This Suns team, we thought they were scary. At the beginning of the season, people were scared before we saw all the injuries, which anyone that knows Kevin Durant and his teams, specifically these Suns teams, knows that they're going to have some injuries. There's going to be some
yeah,
injury ridden. They're not going to go at that far because of that factor. So that being a huge thing, it kind of fizzled out. But now that they're healthy and we see Beal and we see Booker and we see Durant playing together and they're getting some pretty good wins out of that, maybe they make it. And then another team that I hate to say, but I'm going to say, is maybe this is the Clippers' best shot at actually making a push to at least the Western Conference Finals. Not the finals, but the Western Conference Finals. So
if they don't, they're canceled. They're canceled.
They already are, bro. They already are.
If they don't, they're canceled.
They've been canceled.
They're canceled.
Fair enough. And Luka cannot. I will say Luka has in the past, like when they made the finals, the Western Conference Finals before, Luka was full carry by Luka. It's not quite that anymore because of Kyrie, and just also as a whole, I think Jason Kidd's system is more in place now, and I think we're seeing a better team than we've seen. This is the best Mavs team we have seen since the Dirk days, since the prime Dirk days. I think this is the best Mavs team we've seen. So shout out to them for that, because it's been kind of they've had some very unsuccessful seasons throughout that time. The Clippers, they've been canceled. Don't even give them any credit, bro. But I think that this is their best shot. And shout out to Tyronn Lue, because he is a really good coach. He is a really solid coach. He has like kind of taken this team a step up from where they were, and he's been there for a little while now, but we've seen the gradual progression, and we're seeing them possibly being at their top. I think they're 4th currently, maybe 4th or 4th. Last I checked, they were 4th. So, but shout out to the Clippers and all of these teams. But could it be Nuggets Celtics? Absolutely. And do we want it to be Nuggets Celtics because of how even it would be? We
100%.
do, but we don't want it to be Nuggets Celtics if it's Lakers Nuggets in the Western Conference Finals again. Is that going to happen 100%? No, I'm not saying it's going to happen 100% right now, but I definitely think. Okay, David. You know what? We have time. We have time for just 2 minutes. Do you think I'm biased against the Bucks?
It depends. I mean, more towards Warriors than the Bucks, but like it depends.
What's a biased take I've given about the
I mean,
Bucks?
I mean, I mean,
Gives me
no. You know
there.
what? We've said a lot of takes about Bucks. You know about they can't play. In beginning of the season, we said they do not play defense. And obviously that has improved now. But like, I feel like you're still holding that whole the whole game. What they call these guys? The Miami loss against
What about when
them.
it happens again?
I mean, that's what I'm saying. You're holding it against them, so maybe yeah, that could be
Second chance.
into exactly what about second chances on this show, you know?
Very
But
good.
other than that, it's allowed. It's allowed. You know, it's okay. It's allowed. It's allowed. You know. Yeah, I think it's just Jay in his feelings. Jay is just in his feelings. So sorry,
All the
no,
Bucks
not
fans. I
Jay,
don't know why
not
we have.
Jay.
I
It's
wish we
Ryan.
had. Where are
It's
the
Ryan.
Pistons fans and the Kings fans? Where are the other fan bases that we have kind of talked about? Come on now, it's not like we've only talked about the Bucks out here. We've discussed the other fan bases and other teams that have not been haven't been on it lately. But I will say this: the Bucks. I don't have belief in the Bucks, and that series last season was partly what did it for me, but also I don't think until the last couple of like games and until like maybe going beyond that, but until the last chunk of time, they have not looked like a team that is going to make it very far in the playoffs as a whole against teams like the Celtics, there's teams that they've played that they would face in either the Western Conference or the finals or the Eastern Conference finals or the any round that they have not looked that good against. Their record looks good, but they've had those games. So that's all I'm saying. But you know what? It's all good. All I know is if we just beat them, we'll continue to beat them next time we play them. I don't know when we play them again. I don't know if we play them the regular season again. But if we do, we'll obviously cover that, and obviously we'll pick that W up. Moving on, though, we are into our final segment of the show. It is our top of the hour 5, and we are doing one that is a little bit of a different one this time because we're covering two different positions in the same top 5. We are doing the top 5 current big men in the NBA. That is power forwards and centers as a whole. This was a tough list. This is a really hard list to make because honestly, this season I've been really impressed with the level of play from the power forwards and the centers. It's been good. I mean, we've seen, of course, the level of offense has been growing and progressing as the NBA has been growing and progressing. But I think we've seen that grow and progress a lot this season, and we've seen some insane defense. There's some players on this list that have been putting up ridiculous defensive stats. So this has been a really high caliber year. Yeah, Draymond Green, number 1. I don't know about that one, Smoke. He definitely an honorable mention for the most technical fouls and the most times missing the court, but I don't know about top 5 overall playing wise. But this is a fun list. This was a hard list. Let's get right into it. Who did you have at
What are we
5?
basing it on? Are we basing it on defense or just offense
This is overall.
overall? Okay, okay.
Yes, overall. This is just overall play because at the end of the day, there are certain players that do only play high level offense, high level defense, but we're looking at the players that are the best of the best overall. Some of the players do, at least on my list, outshine their offensive or defensive stats, outshine the others. Most of it's offensive because that's how the league is, but for the most part, it's pretty even players that are putting it up on both ends of the ball. Gonna have AD at number 1. I will give you guys a spoiler alert. I do not have AD at number 1. He is on my top 5 list because if you don't have him on your top 5 list, come on now. If we're talking about hating on this show, if you don't have Anthony Davis in your top 5 best big men this season, you are hating because he is one of the best as a whole and has missed very limited amount of time. Starting at number 5, though, we'll get right into it. I have Wemby. Wembanyama is my number 5, and I'm going to be honest. I would not have had Wemby on my top 5 list at the beginning of the season. I know there's hype built around him. Top 5 rookie, easily, before
Hmm.
the season even started. 20.8 points a game, 10.3 rebounds a game, 3.4 assists per game, 3.4 blocks per game, averaging the same amount of assists as he has blocks, and 1.3 steals per game. He is averaging 4.8 blocks per game in the last 10 games. Dude is going off. So for me, it's his defense. His offense is consistent. He puts up 20 plus points a night pretty consistently. But for me, it's his defense and what he's able to do with rebounds. It's not showing up wins loss columns. and I don't think it's going to show up. I don't know if it's going to show up for his first few seasons win-loss column wise, but he looks really good as a player. So my number 5 has to be Wemby. It's just his level of play this back half of the season is insane. What about you, bro?
Do I account for injuries and
So yeah, I meant to say that. And I meant to honestly say this before we went. Yeah, the injuries. One of my players is currently out, so that's a spoiler alert. It's just as a whole, who's been the best this season as a whole, even if they're out
okay,
currently. So if there's a
okay,
player that you think should be in the top 5 that is out currently, they can be in for sure.
okay.
Players
Give
that are going to
me
come back, players that are going to realistically come back and play at least for the playoffs.
give me Karl Anthony Towns at number 5. I don't know his stats offhand, but give me
Yeah,
Karl Anthony Towns
dude,
as number 5.
talk about he's been good, but he's leveled his play up. Like he's averaged good stats, but I feel like just his presence on the court has
On
changed.
court,
Leadership,
yeah.
everything is like he is. There's something different in Minnesota this season, so that's a great. He's my honorable. I forgot to do honorable mentions. He would have been one of mine because dude is putting up insane stats.
And
Moving on to
yeah,
number 4. No, he's not number 1. He's number 4. Anthony Davis. If you ever watched my other show, Purple and Gold Zone, I used to call him Glass Man. I've even called him that on this show. Or A Disney because of the bubble rain. A Disney, the Disney rain. A Disney. I mean, this is other than when they won the championship. This has been Anthony Davis's best season as a Laker. 24.8 points a game,
that's
12.5.
very true. That's true.
He's been on it, man. 3.6 assists per game, 2.5 blocks, and 1.2 steals a game. Dude has been on it the entire season and has missed. I don't think he's missed more than a game or two in a row. Dude has been like, if he doesn't win Defensive Player of the Year, now Wemby.
I don't know. I don't know if they'll give it to a rookie though. I don't know if they'll low-key give it to
That's
a
the whole
rookie.
thing. And I don't think that, especially a rookie that's on a losing, I don't think they're going to give 2 awards to a rookie on a losing team. There's too many
Exactly.
factors.
So
Is Wemby going to win Rookie of the Year? He better. He better win. That's his award, in my personal opinion, over really just Chet. There's good rookies besides those two, but they're a step above. But I will say, I mean, AD is that dude. If it's not statistically speaking, you could look at Wemby, but when we look beyond that, I mean, Anthony Davis is that dude. So give me Anthony Davis at number 4. Who do you have at your number 4 spot?
I have Dante Sabonis. Is that his name?
Oh yeah,
Sabonis.
bonus, yes sir.
Sabonis at my number 4. I think he's averaging like what? He has the most double doubles this season, or like has like probably like the third most triple doubles. I can't remember off the top of my head right now, but like he's doing it on both ends on the field. Like, yeah, that's all I'll say.
Nope,
Give
that's
me
a
that.
good
Give
pick.
me. I'm a number 4. Actually,
Good.
yeah,
Honorable
yeah.
mention would have been my honorable mention because dude has been playing extremely good ball and was a huge reason that they
They
pulled it off
beat
against
us.
us. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Unfortunately, I don't even want to talk about it. That was rough, but that was a huge factor. Moving on to number 3, I got to go with Giannis. And again, just so everyone knows, any viewers that are just tuning in, this goes for power forwards and centers. This is best big men, top to bottom in the league. And I think number 3 is Giannis. 30.8 points a game, 11.2 rebounds a game, 6.5 assists a game, 1 block, and 1.2 steals per game. I mean, Bucks are the second best. Should I just go on a rant of how much I love the Bucks right now? No. Bucks, second best team in the East, stayed consistent the whole season despite several, obviously a coaching change and a little up and down play. And so I would have to say that he is a huge factor in that. Despite any of their shortcomings throughout the season, Giannis has been a bright spot, and he always will be for that organization. As long as he's there, Giannis is going to help them win games. And even if they're not the best team top to bottom all the time, Giannis is going to keep them a top team in the East. So give me Giannis as my number 3 because of what he's done for that Bucks team this season. And also 30, I mean, dude has been going off. Dude has had some games where he has just dominated. So
Okay, yeah, definitely. Number 3, give me Anthony Davis. You said the stats. You said what it does. He's the first player that had, what he had against Minnesota. Um, that was impressive. So give me Anthony Davis as my number 3. I was thinking of Giannis, right? But Giannis plays more of a small forward than a power forward. That's why I don't have him on my list. But like
I
I
have him
vibe with
because of
Giannis.
matchups. I have him because of his most of his matchups he plays against certain teams. I have him considered as that. But yeah, no, I consider him. But yeah, it's that was a tough call to make. But he's on my list because of a lot of the matchups that he's gone up against. But number two, this is
I think
best
we both have this number two. We both have number two.
more than likely.
Um
I think you asked the injury question for a reason.
yes.
Number two, though, give me Joker.
Oh,
Now,
that's not how who I have him as my number two.
well, then you know what we got it. Maybe we got it switched back. Maybe we got it switched. Give me Joker as my number two. Here's what I'm gonna say.
Yes.
Whew. The only reason he's not my number one is because the number one dude is averaging 35 points a freaking game and 11 rebounds. Okay, I'm not gonna spoiler alert. You might know who he is now, but Joker is one of the best big men. He's the best passing big man ever, absolutely ever. If he wins MVP this season, deserved. I would stand on that and say it's deserved. I think Luka's going to win it, or another player is going to win it. But if Joker,
I
I
think we
know
need to stop
no
with
one
this
believes.
Luca case. We need to stop. It's not
No
going to
one believes.
happen.
No one believes. It's okay. But I will say, I think if he wins it, it would be deserved. I would be able to say that's total. I mean, because he's been averaging 26.2 points a game, 12.3 rebounds a game, 9.2 assists a game, right under one block a game, and 1.3 steals a game. He is consistent. He's helped them stay up top. And let's talk about him staying afloat with these teams like the Timberwolves and OKC, and the Clippers. He's helped this team stay afloat. I don't want to turn this into a Warriors hate segment because it's not. But right after the Warriors won the title, you know what? Yeah, even the Lakers, the Warriors. I'll throw the Lakers in there too. The Warriors and the Lakers, right after they won their last titles, they fell off the next season and were not in the top 3, top 4 throughout the whole season. The Denver Nuggets, though, have stayed in the top 4 consistently. That is why Joker is at my number 2 spot, because yes, his stats are great, but his leadership and what he's been doing is more. So he's my number 2. Let me guess, Embiid?
Embiid is my number two. And maybe
Sure.
if he was playing
I
more,
get it,
maybe
though.
it would be different. But like,
Does his injury play a factor in why he's number 2 is my question, because that's the
yes,
whole reason I almost didn't put him in my number 1.
that sounds about right. He's he's currently injured again, and I'm not sure when he'll be back. So
He's always injured.
uh so yes, I have him. I have him as my yes. So we'll take that. We'll take that. Number two. Yes.
That's a good pick. I think that's a good spot. Here's what I'll say. Embiid's my number 1. I will say he
Charmaine, I
is
trust
soft. He
some.
is soft to Sharman. Here's the thing. If he wasn't averaging what he was statistically, I would have no. If he was averaging like 30 point, even 30 points a game, I wouldn't put him here. But the 35, the 11, the 5, the 1.8 block, I mean, dude was going off, and the 76ers looked like they might be a team to stick up and compete with the Bucks and the Celtics in the East. They don't look like that team without him. He claimed he wants to come back before the regular season ends. I don't know if that's going to happen, but he'll be back for the playoffs. If he was out for the rest of the season, I probably wouldn't have him my number 1. I would have him on my list, but he would be behind Jokic. But the reason he's in front of Joker is because 35 points a game, 11.3 rebounds, 5.7 assists, and then you throw in the defensive stats. He was doing it all, and once he comes back, I can see him doing that again, and maybe even more. He might go on a tear once he comes back. So I think he's the best for sure. Totally would have won MVP had he finished the season out. I do think he would have been back-to-back MVP. Despite, yes, he is soft as Sharman. I do agree. I do think he would have won it back-to-back. Is it going to be Joker? Probably going to be Joker at the end of the day, more than likely. But I'm still rocking with Luka. I don't know why there's all this disbelief, but I'm still rocking with Luka, and I'll be
Loki,
rocking.
we need to stop this
I'll be
though.
rocking
Loki.
every season on the show. As long as this show exists, I'll be rocking with Luka for MVP until it happens. So, but anyways, number one, who are you rocking with?
I guess we know. We all know. If it's not Joker, if you don't know it's
Andre
Joker, then I
Drummond?
don't know what you know.
Not Andre
Huh?
Drummond?
Oh my God.
Come on, bro. Is he in the league anymore? I don't even know if he's
Yeah,
in
he's
the
in the Bulls. He's in the Bulls.
He does still play. Okay. I thought he might have been out. But Joker, you rocking with Joker as your number one?
100%. 100%.
I don't know, man. He's a little overrated. No, I'm just kidding. No, I'm just kidding. Dude is. Would you agree he's the best passing big man of all time?
I mean, I guess I haven't.
DeAndre Jordan. Yeah, that
I'm
him
I'm thinking
too.
of big man, right? I'm thinking of like I think of Shaq. I mean AD. The next big man I could think that can pass is AD.
True. AD,
AD was a point guard, in high school. He was a point guard in high
yeah,
school. Um,
true.
so yes, big man, yeah, 100%.
Yeah, dude's insane. I mean, dude's crazy. Dude can definitely sling the ball. As always, guys, these top fives are a lot of fun. You can hop in the comments anytime during them and give us ideas for the next one you want to see. And you can always hop in the comments once we're off live and you can flood our comments with any top five you want to see. We'll always look into that and see what you want to do. Or any segments you guys would like to see in the future. We're always willing to hear that and hear what you guys want to see. This brings us to the end of another great show. Thank you guys for standing by for a couple of technical difficulties. Luckily, we had David here to keep us on track, and also the difficulties didn't take me out completely, but it was I always appreciate that. But before we leave, this isn't the only place you can find us. Where else can we find you, bro, when it comes to podcasts?
I think it's pretty much on the screen here. Basketball is my first love. I'm so sorry to say that. Basketball is not my first love. Soccer is precisely football is my first love. Mind of the Football Fans podcast. We talk all things Premier League football. 10 games to go. The season is in the final stretch. Join us. We have a lot of exciting takes. Can't wait to see you guys there.
Check them out. Check them out. It's a great show. A lot of fun. My other shows are currently offline, but once they come back up, I will let you guys know. But we will be back with more basketball coming right at you guys next time. And until then, I hope you guys take it easy, except for you Bucks fans.